How you doing? And welcome to another day of Raphael's Telling It Like It Is. And it is an episode. Today I have a special guest, and a real special guest. Matter of fact, this guy is kind of a friend of mine. And I better get his name right. I always say Kirby Hornes. I better get that right. A racing car driver. And ladies and gentlemen, he's an African American, and he has a lot to say. So please welcome my friend, and hope to be yours, Kirby Hornes, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon. How are you? I'm glad to be here on Raphael's Telling It Like It Is. What do you have for us today, Mr.
Oh, I like that. He turned to the interview. I like this guy. He's sharp. That's why he's a race car driver. He's fast. Let me tell you something. This guy right here, honestly, he's doing things in the community and out of the community. And not to mention, what got me when I saw him today, I was interested in his shirt. 530 class representative. Can you tell us what that means, Kirby?
530 class representative. What I do is a race car. There's a lot of race car drivers out there, but what I do is I specialize in drag racing. I drag race cars. Those of you not familiar with drag racing, it is a straight line. It is not the round track. It is if you race quarter mile, it's 1,320 feet, all out, all you can do. I travel all over the world doing it. And right now I'm in the South. I'm out of Georgia, and we're getting ready to restart the 530 heads up 8th mile.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. But I got to keep it real, because a lot of people out there wondering. They got to ask, you are an African American man, and they got to know, is it complicated to be in this situation? What is it about? Is it hard? What are you looking for?
I feel like being in this situation of being an African American is what people make it, is who I surround myself around. I feel like I have a great supporting cast that stands behind me and travels with me through my time in doing this particular sport.
And I also read Horns. I mean, I heard that's how do you got this business? Because Horns is like a business or something, a racing car or something?
Well, we do have a team. My dad started us into racing. We've been racing. My dad, I actually am a second generation racer, and I have 3 other brothers that, we all race. And that's where the Horns Racing Enterprises come from.
Wow, I like that. But let me ask you another question. This is really big. The supporting cast, I know you mentioned that people around you. What about your family? How do you support you?
Well, they're the backbone of it all.
Oh, okay. All right.
My wife and children, and they're major backbone. So without them, it would be definitely hard to be up here today with you on a show like this.
Okay, not to mention, he's leaving a little one out. I heard this guy have a grandbaby, right? You didn't say that about?
Yes, we do. We do have a new grandbaby, and she's gonna eventually find her way to the track here real soon too.
I'm sure. And something about this thing, racing, is it hard to get into? Is it classes you have to take or what?
Anybody can race. You can start out by driving your daily vehicle and get in a class called bracket racing. There's various forms of drag racing. But the class that I run is called Super Comp. That's the class that I'm actually certified to run NHRA division races or NHRA national events. What a Super Comp is, what that class is a dragster. I have a 242-foot dragster that consists of a 598 big block. Runs about 740s in a quarter mile, 181 miles an hour.
That's a lot of speed. I got to admit one thing, honestly. I never came out personally to see you, but I know I've seen a lot of film, and man, you be blowing out the cap. But let me ask you something. This is important here. Is it hard to get sponsors of what you're doing?
Yes, unfortunately, it is hard to get sponsors. It's something that when you're passionate about doing things, it's just, you don't give up on it. You know what I mean? And eventually, through thick and thin, someone's going to find that passion that I may have, or someone in my family may have, and lead me to perhaps land a sponsor one day.
Well, you know, talking to Kirby, one thing I get from him is he's not like a bragger. What gets me about him, he's a humble guy, and he never talks about really how hard it's been African American trying to make your way in this sport. With Caucasians, he just say, I think you said something like the smut on your face, the sweat is all, everybody got to go through that. It's just about working hard and believing in God and yourself to get this thing. He was mentioning something like that to me. So what keeps me going about you is that to be so humble and you just, it's like, hey, it's something you love. I think you told me the story how your dad first got you into it. He was a kid. Tell us that story, man.
Well, I was at the track at a very young age,
okay.
1970.
Okay.
And, when we grew up, it might have been 4 blacks that actually ran at the track, at my home track where I'm from, Bradenton, Florida. DeSoto Speedway is the name of the track. And we didn't feel racial harmony around there as far as discrimination. No one discriminated against us because everyone knew who we were. So I grew up, not really visiting the things that we're seeing in America today, sadly. So when I'm at the track, it's almost like I'm at a family. I'm with a family of my own. You know what I mean? Because we're all there to do one thing, and that's participate in a great drag race and get out of our cars and hug our loved ones. That's the goal at the end of the day.
That's pretty interesting. And another thing that got me about you is that I'm basically clueless. Is all racing considered racing? When you say drag racing, what's the difference between drag racing and going down a different slope? What is it? It's two?
Well, a lot of times people associate an African American with Wendell Scott. Wendell Scott is definitely one of the African Americans that came on the scene that really he done a lot for NASCAR, and he really inspired me in a way also, because he was able to not have all the sponsors and the great motors that everyone had, and he pressed through it and eventually won a grand champion in 1970. So to do that back in that time when we really didn't have the resources that we have now is ungodly a big thing.
Okay, but that's great. I didn't even know that. Thanks for telling me that. That's good education. Not only that, but it was a certain class that drivers, it's a top class that drivers go through, and you was telling me off the camera about it. I was so surprised. What's this top school you going to?
I had an opportunity to go to Frank Hawley School of Drag Racing. A lot of great competitors go there. John Force, Greg Anderson, all of the major guys that have sponsors. In order for us to participate over a speed of 135 miles an hour in the quarter of a mile, you have to be licensed in order to drive that fast. And in order to do that, some of us take 2 or 3 weeks and not go to the schools, but have individuals that have been to schools to teach you, like more of a third party teacher. And for the ones that really want to go and get the full learning experience, you would seek out a school like Frank Hawley School of Drag Racing, who's located in Florida and California. And he started doing, classes in other tracks around. But California and Florida is the major hubs for this particular school.
Wow, it is something like you just jumped into, like you say, it was in the 70s, and how long have you been actively driving?
Oh, I've been actively driving. I went down the track the first time ever. It was probably around 83, 84.
Oh, okay.
And it was in a very slow car. And after that, I think when I came home from college one time, I got in a real fast car and started driving that. And eventually I started driving for an individual here when I I went to college here in Georgia and just never went home, but I got with an individual that owned a car, and he needed a good driver. J.C. Neal is his name, may he rest in peace. But he brought me into the sport, and I just hadn't looked back. So I've been racing now a little over 25 years.
Wow. I guess in my book, anybody else, that's experience, huh? So you could have somebody like me had no experience just jumping a racing car, because it's something you got to just going straight in curves. You got to know the dynamics about it, right?
Definitely. I wouldn't sit you in something fast and, you know what I mean, just tell you to press on it, because it takes time to get up to those speeds. But it's definitely the thrill behind it also. With learning, we can do anything.
Okay then. Wow. So is anything what we don't know I haven't asked you, because man, this guy is a jack of all trades. He just been modest, but we keep him like that. But the guy is a real great guy, a good family man, and he's not tooting his horn. What I know about him, he's a personable person. You talk to people, encouragement, and I know things that I see you talk to young individuals, trying to inspire them to do the right thing. Because you have 2 sons yourself, encouraging them. And tell us a little bit about your sons.
My oldest son, he's into working on cars or whatever, and we're trying to get him on track just with any average teenager. He's 22 years old.
Okay.
And he's really thinking about going back to school to get certified to become a certified mechanic.
Okay.
Whether it's diesel or working with race cars, it doesn't matter to me. But right now he works with a trucking company right now locally, and he's loading trailers or whatever, and he's doing well. My youngest son is a sophomore in college.
Oh, okay.
And he's pursuing acting, and we're looking forward to him continuing to do well. And we also have the granddaughter also, so I can't leave her out. But right now, I mean, we're all doing well. We're just like any average family. Well, I wouldn't say average, because I don't like that word average. Nobody wants someone to be average. So let me get that out. I'm psyching out here, but
take it out of there. No, wait a minute. I don't want to cut you off, but I like what you're saying. I got to admit one thing. One of his sons, and his youngest son, was actually, when I first started shooting film here, he was in my play. And well, I wouldn't say a play, he was in a short film. And it inspired him. He's going to school for you. He was telling me about it right now.
Yes. When Ralph called him, and the first time, he might have been about 8.
Wow, that long ago. Ooh.
And he talked on the phone with him all the time. And I just told him, I said, hey, I eventually got him a cell phone, because every time I come home, he always lied about he was talking to Ralph, and I tried, I wondered whether he was talking to Ralph or not. So I finally got him a cell phone.
I bowed for it. He was talking to me.
I finally got him a cell phone, and he did it. When they shot it, I mean, he just kept going from there. So he really enjoys acting. We're gonna see where it goes. And I always told Ralph, if we ever go to the big show, I'm definitely gonna make sure you have a ticket to get in there. So
have a ticket, okay, a ticket now.
Well, if grandparents, everybody, ain't no telling how many friends come out of the woodwork. I just gotta keep it real,
Well, at least I might get a ticket. No, but I'm really excited, because I know in this sport it's competition, whatever you do. And it's good that each and everybody can be just judged by the experience of getting into something. But we know it's complications and things that sometimes people don't see. It should go this way, that way. But you're a God-fearing man. That's one thing I know about you. And you always speak of that. You always put God first. The what for him. I know it's, God, family, and so on. And my thing is that before you get out of this sport, what do you want to leave with the young people? What do you want to say to them? And clearly, I mean, young people, it could be any nationality.
That's a great question. I would say right now, I'm still fighting to become the person I feel that I can in this sport. So right now, I would leave with you, come watch me, watch my moves. Let me be that example that you might be looking for. Let me leave you with that right now.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. Come watch me. You know, hey, listen, I don't know about you guys, but I want to be there when this guy's on the track. I want to watch his moves. And I want to thank you guys. And by the way, is there any information, contacts that you want to give somebody to contact you? By the way, hold up. You have a radio show, is that correct?
Well, it's not my radio. I'm a talk show host on a show called Mr. Tips Thursday Night Thunder. What the show consists of is it consists of a bunch of drag racers collaborating on where we're going to go race, who might have some good product to buy from, sharing different things that we may do to a car. It's a great show. Comes on Thursday nights, and I can have the number here for you if you would like to call Thursday night at 6:30. The area code is 718-664-9327. Once again, it's 718-664-9327. Mr. Tip Talk Show. I'm the talk show host. And you would not know me as, they won't call me Kirby on the show, but if they say Bread Man, you're speaking to me.
Bread Man, okay, now you got me going. And what Bread Man is? It sounds like some, I don't know, more than food.
No, Bread Man is, I got that. I used to work for Colonial Baking Company, and I met a lot of people, did a lot of traveling for them, and, you know, you're Bread Man. People call you Bread Man. So when I started going racing up in St. Louis, people knew me around there as the Bread Man. It was like, you know, Bread Man, you racing, and it just came on down south with me. And I also use that. I do have other hobbies that I do, and I say they're hobbies, but I do like to get on the CV from time to time. That's my handle, Bread Man.
Okay, well, I like that. Okay, and what time is that again? Because
it's 6:30. 6:30.
6:30 now, and is it certain days?
Only Thursday night. Thursday night Thunder.
Oh, okay. You know, I'm excited. You're going to probably see the number at the bottom of the screen right there. So we want to we want to thank y'all. And I want to thank you for my friend being on this show personally, to being here. So remember, to contact this brother, you got the number at the bottom of the screen. We want to thank Kirby, and I want you to know, Kirby, personally, I would love to have you back on the show again, you know.
Well, hopefully, if I do come back, I can have you a Wally sitting up here and see the fruits of my labor.
Hey, you know what? I'm holding to that. So we want to thank you once again to Raphael's Telling It Like It Is. And remember, they got stories out there need to be told, entertainment, community-wise, we're here. For now, we shut it down. Thank you. And okay, I forgot. My wife always tells me, please hit the like button. And your comments and concerns. And also, please
subscribe.
Thank you, Kirk. That brother's always
hit like and subscribe.